Aloha dreamers, and welcome back to the Dream Into It podcast. I'm so excited once again to be here. I was going to be wrapping up and heading out the door, going to the beach with my family. Today when I'm filming this, it's a Sunday, so the beach is calling. It is a nice and sunny. And so for all of you tuning in now on the podcast, maybe on the YouTube channel, welcome. It's nice to meet you. If you don't know who I am, my name's 𝗪𝗡𝓍𝓁𝓁𝗄. I started a swimwear company right after I gave birth to my first daughter. Now I have 4 daughters. The company is now a multi-7-figure brand. And through this entire journey, I've been documenting my process, sharing with you all the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, just so it would, in hopes to inspire you to pursue your dreams, continue dreaming into it. Ladies, men, if you are watching, are we ever really ready, right, to step into our potential? We'll never be as ready as we want to be. So my podcast, Dream Into It, is just my brand, 𝗙𝗎𝗍𝗎. The whole thing concept for me has always been, do it before you're ready, right? Dream big, jump into that potential. And what I wanted to just casually hop on this video today for all of you in this podcast is just to drop a little bit of a reminder to all you ladies in the audience, maybe you men too, who need to remember this little thing. And so it's not so little, it's actually a big thing, but I see it pop up on our feeds a lot because I own a swimwear company. And so what I see is many of you ladies who have had babies, who are post-pregnancy, who are going through pregnancy and these changes in your body, feeling comfortable, confident in your skin. Our group that I've put together, it's called Empowered by 𝗙𝗎𝗍𝗎. It's made to be a support group for just that. Anything that you need support in, whether it be money matters, whether it be relationships, whether it be body confidence, I totally suggest that you hop into that group, Empowered by 𝗙𝗎𝗍𝗎, on our Facebook page. It is the #1 resource I have that I've put together in my community to bring value to all you ladies out there who are going through similar things as me. I mean, girl, I've been through pregnancy 4 times, right? Let's just say the body's been all over the place. And so this podcast was to talk about that, to speak to that. All of you ladies who are mamas out there, who are going to be mamas one day, who maybe you men who have a baby mama, or for anybody who just has a mama. How about that? How about everybody? We just encompass everybody. But in this episode, I just wanted to, before I head out the door, send you all first a little bit of love and a reminder, right? A reminder. And one thing that I broke it down to about 4 points that I wanted to say here on this episode. You know, it's about wearing a bikini post-pregnancy, during pregnancy, heck, before pregnancy, all of it. We'll just wrap it all into one big box. And what I've learned through this process, I've started my company. I made my first bikini when I was 24 years old. I had a baby, 1 out of 4. And at that time, my 24-year-old body was not used to going through those changes. And what I did in that moment, you know, I had 2 options. My options were stop going to the beach, stop having fun, stop living the life that I really enjoyed living, which in Hawaii is beach lifestyle, always in a swimsuit, right? I could either do that, or my other option, because we always have options. I don't care if you say you don't have a choice ever, we have a choice. My other option was to embrace the body, right, that I was living in at that time. And what I've learned looking back is, and this is point #1 that I wanted to share on today's episode, was to love your body through all stages, right? Some days I wake up in my 34-year-old body and I look in the mirror and I'm like, you're looking a little different. What happened to the 6-pack abs that, you know, I could get in like a 20-minute sit-up session? And now you're like, looking a little different. And if my body could speak back to me at that nonsense that sometimes pops into my head every now and then, I would think, I imagine it'd say something like, it went out the door, you crazy person. You know, with the diapers when you were like 3? Yeah, went with that. You're not 16 anymore. You're not 18. We don't have that body. And it's okay. And what I've learned as I go through this process of loving myself, because I tell you, it's a continuous process. It's not something that you master one day and the next day you wake up and, ooh, I love myself. I'm so good at it. No, like I built a brand dedicated to empowering women, inspiring them to live confidently in the skin that they're in. And I still have to wake up every day and remind myself of that. And ladies, right? As we go through these stages of life, it's stages, right? We go through those teen years, we go through motherhood, we go through, there are women in my audience that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. They are goals to me. I look at them rocking their bikini, right? And that confidence in their eyes when they're 60 years old and they still have the courage to rock that bikini, love their bodies, wake up every single day appreciating the bodies that we have right now. And I know this is something we all know, but tend to forget. And so my intention of coming on here on camera, on a podcast, is just to set a little reminder to all of us who have gone through that wonderful experience of having a child. And on the days where you wake up and you don't feel like your body is bikini ready, right? I want you to remember this episode and know that, let me just share with you something. Sometimes I forget. You created a human. You created a human in your body. Can we just take the time and space to appreciate how amazing that is? I'm going to turn on this episode myself, look at me talking and listen to my own words on the days I forget. And how much I forget, and I need to appreciate that fact. I mean, it's insane how we forget. Our bodies did the most amazing, remarkable things. And now that it's past, we think we're not valuable. We think we're not worthy. We think we're not beautiful enough in our skin because why? Doing that insurmountable task. Maybe left some stretch marks. Maybe left a little bit of baby weight. Maybe made us a little bit tired. And then we think our value went out the door. So this episode today is just a kind reminder to all of you to, number one, enjoy, appreciate, love every single stage of life because they are stages and that is okay. Number two, be gentle on yourselves. Be gentle on yourselves because as mothers, as women, we are nurturers. We are natural nurturers. We are born to do that. And at times, the number one person we forget to nurture and be gentle with is ourselves, is the person in the mirror. And if we continue on that road, we will have nothing to give. Number three, as a reminder that I remind myself of daily, that helps me to wake up every single day as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a daughter, and to be here with all of you with this intention to share my positive energy. And I hope you feel love on the other end of this camera or the other end of this podcast. And in order for me to do that, I know that I need to take time for me because I deserve that. Because if I don't refresh myself, like going to the beach right after this, hanging out with my family, my kids, taking time for me to recharge, I will have nothing to give to you. I will have nothing to give as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter. And so ladies, you are worthy. You are deserving of that 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute break time for yourselves. It's okay. It's not the end of the world if mommy needs a breather for 10 minutes. You're not a horrible wife or mom if you need a break. You are normal. And, I think one thing that I remember too, or I'd like to remember on the days where I'm just down, it's happiness, right? I can't spread any good energy if I'm not happy at the end of the day. And how much of us can say that every single day, we go to bed we're happy. That's been my intention for the past 5 years or so, working on my happiness. And I don't know if you can tell that on the other end. My hopes is that you can, because I really do believe that when we work on ourselves from the inside out, rather than just emptying out our cup, right? We need to fill it up too. And there are those days, ladies, where I'm not all the things I want to be, right? I'm a little moody. I'm a little short-tempered. I'm a little tired. But what I've realized is that owning that as my own, right, allows me to really just give me the things that I need in that moment. And at the end of the day, like, I'm happy. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with who I'm becoming in the process. And as we talk about, loving ourselves, loving our body through these stages, as you all know, my brand, 𝗙𝗎 with swimwear. My tagline, my slogan is, you don't need the perfect body. You need the perfect bikini. And the reason I did that, because I don't believe in perfect anything. And sometimes we'll get feedback saying, well, we already have the perfect body, so your slogan's wrong. Okay, to each his own. For me personally, the word perfect doesn't exist in my vocabulary. I don't believe in perfection in a body, right? And I'm never going to be striving for that. And so for all of you moms in the process, girl, you got this. I know what it feels like every day to wake up and think you're not enough in whatever it is. Like right now, this episode, I'm talking about feeling great in your skin, loving yourself through the process of becoming a mom over and over and over and over, right? I look back at my photos. It was just this week. I'm looking back at my photos from my first pregnancy and I'm like, I was so much thinner after the first. And then the second and the third, it's like I gain weight each time. Oh, and then who cares? Who cares? And what I can tell you now, when you have the first pregnancy was 10 years ago. So when I have my fourth child and I had to heal, it took a lot longer. My body was 10 years older. It had done that 3 subsequent times prior to the fourth. So let me tell you, by the time the fourth came, the first one, I was like, I popped back up. I went back to work. My body just went back to normal. By the fourth, I'm like, I'm gonna Netflix and chill for a month. Like, our bodies are speaking to us. They're telling us what we need. By number 4, my body was saying, I need healing. You did a lot already. You can rest. You can take some time for yourself. It's okay. So ladies, I hope that these little words brought you a little bit of kind reminder, a little bit of comfort for your day, because I think sometimes I forget that. And all of those things, it's okay. Take a breath. Take some time. You're deserving. You did something incredible. You created a human. How many people can say that, right? Who hasn't felt just how you feel right now, or you may feel. And again, there's going to be days we feel amazing. And there's going to be days where we just need a reminder. And know that it always comes full circle. You're going to get through it. So I hope this was a little help brighten your day, brighten your week. And I love all of you. I'm sending all of you love. And in fact, prior to this episode, before jumping on, I chose a card for us from my Body Love Letters deck. I released this last year on my birthday. It was a way for me to send my body love letters. And I hope you enjoy it. If you have one, awesome. If you don't have one, this is so great. And the reason I created this, not only for myself, but I wanted to be able to send love all around the world to you ladies. And I know on my hardest days, like I went through postpartum depression 2 times. that I remember. And on those days where I didn't have an ounce of energy, some days to even lift my arm up out of bed because you're so down. What I knew in that moment is, and I wanted to share, was through this deck, I knew that I could commit to picking up a card and reading it and taking it in. So even on my lowest of lows, on those days where I felt like I couldn't lift my arm up out of bed, I could maybe read a card. And that was my intentions when creating this deck, is to bring you back to that, because we always have power. We always have a little bit of a choice to decide to just move a little bit ahead, right? And so I'm going to share with you a card that I pulled with the intention of sharing with this video here on our YouTube channel. If you're here on our podcast, the card says, "Today I let go of self-criticism." And so I hope that sits well with you. Take that in. Today I let go of self-criticism. Whatever it means to you, take that in and let it go through your body. Feel it. Send love to your body. You're worth it. And I'll see you on the next episode. I'm going to head off to the beach now and sending all of you just all the aloha from my island, Big Island, Hawaii, in Kailua Kona, Hawaii. I'll see you later. Aloha. Bye. Mahalo for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Keep on dreaming into a dreamers. The possibilities are infinite. If you love the show, share it with a friend and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next episode. Feel free to dive into our show notes at www.fushawaii.com. And you can also follow me on my personal Instagram at 𝗏𝗏𝗏. I'd love to hear from you. Comment on my recent posts. What did you learn? Tell me your takeaways. Aloha.